Prepare yourselves, mortal. Feast your eyes.
It's showtime. What you're about to see is real.
That's the man on the wall up there.
Our co-founder, Lestat de Lioncourt. Louis and Claudia, Théâtre des Vampires.
Hello, 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 hello. How is everybody doing? If you are just getting here, please hit the like button on all three of our channels. I'm not only streaming from my channel, but also my guest channel. Show us some love. I cannot wait to get into this episode. It was so good. It just keeps getting better and better. Like, I'm just excited. Let me say what's up to a few of you guys in the chat, and then we are going to go ahead and get started. Greta is in the house. Hey, Ashley in chat. Welcome, Greta. TG is here. Those outfits that you showed the other day were very classy. What outfits? I don't know what you're talking about, TG. Let's see who else is here. Jasmine is in the house. Hey, Jasmine, thank you for being here. Let's see. PJM. M and Glow. I don't know. Oh, I finally made it to one of these in time. Yes, yes, yes. We are here every Tuesday, 6 o'clock. Please be here. We will be here talking about the show. Hello. Hey. Thank you for being here. Let's see. Always watch scary movies during the day. Ciao. If we would even consider this that, Tyra is about to spoil episode 2. I mean, if you ain't, I get it. The episode premieres on Sunday, so if you ain't seen it by now, I don't know what to tell you, dang. See, don't play. You know, you can always leave and come back, but show me some super chat love because you played on my time anyway. Just do that. But getting into what we came here to talk about, let me bring these beautiful ladies out. Always here with the sweetest perspectives in the glossiest lip gloss on earth. Ashley is in the house. Hi, Ashley.
Hey, friend. Not the glossiest gloss. I'll take it.
Glossing. I swear, I don't know if it'd be a little lighting over there, but it'd be just shimmering off of your lips. Like, I need to see what she got. What did you think about this episode, Ashley?
I loved it. And y'all, forgive me, Louis is not typically my type, right? Aesthetically, phenotypically, he's not my judge, right? But baby, when I tell you, Louis was so fine in this last episode to me, and I have a new favorite vampire. Santiago's my favorite. I don't care. Like Santiago, I want to know everything about him. I want to know his history. I want to know where he came. I want to know where he's got this loathing for humanity, where it comes from. Like episode 2 gave everything I needed. It's only getting better.
Absolutely. We're going to get into Santiago because I think we all saw him and was like, oh. But last not least, our girl Kay is backstage reading all the books because she got them. Come on, horror and hooch, pull up to these Interview with the Vampire Streets. Kay, oh, she got the book, y'all. I told y'all she had the books.
I don't play.
She has the book. Kay, how did you feel about this episode?
After I had to go research after this. I said, you know what? I got to jog my memory because I read the original one, but back I was in like middle school, and I can't even find the book. And I said, let me get this book again and do some research because I am now afraid of Santiago and Armand.
I should have been over there with Kay in middle school reading Interview with the Vampire because, child, I was reading Zane and, Eric Roberson and Sister Soul, the coldest winter ever. Child, we was reading the wrong stuff in middle school. I was supposed to be reading I was reading other stuff. Oh, TG coming through early with the $2 super chat. I appreciate it. Love the glowing fro tower. Thank you, TG. I do what I can, and thank you for showing me some love early in the conversation. But just getting into this episode, because I don't want to waste no time. It was so freaking good. Starting here from the beginning for me, because it was so much going on in this episode. Paris has potential. Louise is living his best content photography life. Claudia is miserable. Who are you, Louis? New Orleans with a beret. Now look at here. Louis was just living his best life. Everybody knows Paris ain't nothing but New Orleans with a beret. As far as Louis is concerned in this episode, for me, he went home. He went home and he is just all kinds of excited. And I love this episode from the first one because it's such a shift with, Claudia being in her bag with the languages. That's why I put here, Claudia, all that time with your mommy and daddy, and you never bothered to learn a lick of French, did you? She was so eager to get away from all things that they had to offer. I was like, oh, you don't speak French. Meanwhile, Louis is just living his best life. Ashley, how did you feel about Louis and his photography, and also Claudia bringing up the question of who are you without me and without all the manses? Who would you be? Who do you want to be, Louis?
I love that because Claudia got introspective this episode, and I really feel as though it's definitely some foreshadowing for me. It was giving, what are you going to do when I'm gone, Louis? You know what I'm saying? And so I liked that they had that conversation, but I hate how Louis was playing on her top. Like, girl, let a brother print for a second. I'm just trying to take pictures of these good folks walking down the lane. I'm not interested in having this deep conversation right now. But I do like how we got an insight into Claudia and her depression, right? Because honestly, she's depressed. She arrived to Paris and it's like, now what? I'm still not fulfilled. I'm still not, who I want to be, where I want to be at the beginning of this episode. But yeah, I loved it. Louis getting his day old baguettes, honey, got his little French attire, honey. He was living his little scarf tied around his neck. I said, go off, Louis.
Girl, I was here for him. Like, girl, just let me be fake deep about why I'm taking these pictures. Just let me live my fantasy. Dang, Claudia, you gotta ruin everything for me. Kay, how did you feel about just this newfound situation that they have going on in Paris, and Claudia just being absolutely miserable, but being mature enough not to throw that on to Louis? Because I don't want to ruin your good time, but I'm not going to act like I'm living my best life.
It's good to see Louis be in a space of that. He seems like he's doing okay right now. Throughout the Anne Rice novels, Louis has a history of just being depressed, melancholy, down, sad all the time, always upset about something, always crying, whining. And so this is probably Louis in rare form. So I'm gonna hold on to this as long as I can.
Please, because can't nobody ever be happy in these shows for long. They get snatched real quick. Monique 69 Ways is in the house. Hello, Monique. I see my girl Bree here. Thank you so much for being here. Hopefully you watch the show one of these days. Side note, Tyra, the intro to the video was lit. Jasmine, I do what I can. Thank you. But leaving here, and I feel you on that foreshadowing, Ashley. Like, what are you gonna do when I'm gone? We get to, what I love the most. We get here. Well, isn't this romantic? We've been together 77 years, 47 more than he and Lestat. Like, first of all, ain't nobody even asked you that, Armand. I didn't know this was a competition, Armand. Like, first of all, they were getting on my nerves with all the tee hee hee and no, you hang up first. No, you hang up first. Well, what did it like? It's very chummy, but the fact that they could still be that to each other after almost 100 years together, that's absolutely amazing. But I love the history we get in this show, transitioning from I forgot what we were, but from last episode to here in Paris and just the Nazi regime and all those other things and entangling that to what I was happy to see them reflect on with them both being black and how it would be to be in Paris at this time versus being in like he's like it's completely different. I love it here. I love the fact that I don't have to worry about somebody telling me to sit at the end of the counter or being lynched. And I also love, Daniel always gonna clock it like, so yeah, tell that to the Algerians because it's like yeah. I don't do him, Ashley. I love Daniel. He's gonna clock it all the time. But the history that we're getting throughout the episode, them finishing, like, are you guys gonna finish each other's sentences the whole time? Because it's gonna make me absolutely sick. And also us becoming a little bit more familiar with the coven and them literally being a block and a half away, stalking them, just waiting for them to make that introduction because you are supposed to do this as new vampires on the scene, but they just don't know that. But okay, I'm gonna come to you first. How did you feel about them reminiscing and them just being all in love in them 77 years, being 47 more than he ever did with Lestat? Because I'm Armand.
I knew they was gonna be sickening when they skipped in there holding hands the last episode. Y'all are not in high school. Let that man's hand go. They leaning up, they sit inside. You can't even squeeze a dime through them at this point. They sitting so close. And for why?
Like, it's very fresh. I don't know. It's something about their relationship that feels really, really authentic, and then it's another half of it that feels like they're putting on. I loved it.
I got my little theories.
Oh, why you saving them? Don't be saving nothing over there. You saving it for later or saving it until we get deeper into the show?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna save it for later.
Man. Mm-hmm. Ashley, what about you? Did you like this love that was in the air? What was getting me was I love that we got some light in the series, but child, they had that Disney-esque music score playing in the background like we're going on an adventure. How did you feel about this, Ashley?
Listen, they were selling it and I was buying it.
What?
Like they sold this love. You know what I mean? Now I think Armand is still super shady. I think we're gonna get as we get off deeper into the episode of their like origin story, their meet cute, right, if you will. Armand done did some stuff to Louis that Louis don't know he's done to him. Like it's just and that's the part that's kind of giving me. But Armand, the whole, more than Lestat. I said, baby, are you jealous? How are you jealous of Lestat? Like,
so many years later, we are still competing with Lestat. Like, I feel like this was just foreshadowing for us that Armand is really going to be trying to connect with Louis throughout the next few episodes, and it's going to be hard for them to get close because he is going to be always and forever thinking about Lestat. And as we can see via this episode, Armand is reading all deep memories, even when he tries to suppress them. He gonna have a problem with that.
Oh, big problem. And Daniel's a hater. Daniel Malloy continues to be a hater. He can't help himself. And that's what I was like, you know what? And they were fighting all through the opening, right? And we typically hear like a Louis monologue or whatever. And this time it was Armand and Daniel fighting in the background of Louis. I was like, y'all are sending me because like as much as people might think this is really a dark show, there's so much levity in it and there's so much laughter that I found. And I did appreciate the conversation about race and him explaining to Daniel, I mean, even though it was two of them simultaneously speaking to Daniel, like, listen, I ain't say that. I was American. I wasn't Algerian. And I can deal with them thinking I played in the band. I can deal with that if it means I got to live peaceably. Right?
Nobody's, looking at me sideways as I walk down the street. I love the history woven in throughout the show. Once again, with the love, King Nikki TV is in the house. You guys go check out King Nikki's channel. She has been dropping a lot of content. Myself and Kay just went live with her the other day to discuss 28 weeks later. Go check that out. Armand and South Asphalt. You know what? Not you spending $5 to hate on Armand yet again. Like, I love Armand in this episode. Y'all, Nikki doesn't like Armand. Y'all get on her in the chat. We like Armand and his soft voice. We know it's something hiding behind that voice. We got another
You don't pass the opportunity to throw some shade at
right. PG, thank you so much. See, don't be hating on that Disney love. I swear I'm not. I was living for it. I don't know about Kay because Kay be mad that they caking it up. I love it. Like I love it. Like they're that I'm aspiring to be more like Armand and Louis every day. I really am. That high school love. They say they got to keep it fresh. They got 77 more years to go. Okay, dressmaker and Claudia's potential life partner / mother figure. I've never had the luxury of pretending to be something I'm not. I love this whole scene. Like I'm digging Claudia. I am digging Claudia. I love the rudeness. I love the warning from the man across the street. Like, she's a nasty one. Don't go in there. You want no nothings with that woman. The fact that I knew that this was going to be more and that we would probably see her again because Claudia could have easily went left and snatched her whole throat out. You know, it don't take much for them. It was already dark and tempting and the lights going out. Who would have been the wiser? And clearly nobody would have missed her because she just as mean as she wants to be. But I feel like we are going to see her again and she is going to serve a purpose. Ashley, how did you feel about this scene and Claudia wanting that dress taken all the way in?
She said, baby, here's the make it enough. All right. Here's the money. Make it enough. All right. But yeah, the shop owner across the street, like, baby, this is a Nazi. This is not where you want to be. This is not where you want to go. And Claudia not giving a darn, right? Because Claudia is Claudia. But I need to deeply understand what's at the core of this attraction to this woman. Because again, as we see her, right, the dressmaker, there's nothing appealing. There's nothing maternal about her at this point. So I'm really intrigued in finding out who she's going to be in this story and how her character is going to grow. But I mean, you know, Claudia knows her own mind at this point. She knows what she's want and she's seeking fulfillment. So, you know, but I wasn't feeling this lady. I wasn't feeling the dressmaker.
Do you think we're going to see her again? I do.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, yeah, but I see this comment down here. She is most definitely giving Nazi tease. It's giving Inglorious Bastards all day long. Kay, how did you feel about this scene in the way that Claudia handled herself? Because I thought she practiced a whole lot of restraint because she was begging to be snatched up.
I think if we see her again or throughout the season, I feel like Claudia would be looking to her as that mother figure, as she always has been looking towards some. Just you see with the the little crazy old lady vampire that threw herself in the fire. Like Claudia wants she wants like a mother figure, and this lady, although human, she's like an outcast.
She is, but I do know we need somebody to whenever the happening happens, you know what, you want to go off and live your best life with Armand, I need you to turn her for me so I'll have somebody whenever you decide to go. I think she is going to most definitely be that person. Child, J. Antoinette is in the house. Oh, you don't want a black mama. I mean, I think
they're not going to sign up to be a vampire. This lady looked like she'll do it willingly. I don't know about
she might. I think that's what we're going to get into because we do have to get into her versus, what we got in the, I don't know, maybe more so even in the book or in the film. It was just kind of overnight like, oh, yeah, I'll volunteer. And I think in the film, it's the mother of the girl who was sacrificed on stage. I think their relationship is going to grow and develop. Even here in this conversation, she was looking at Claudia like, oh, she seemed real wise to be a teenager. Something's, going on here. So I'll be looking forward to seeing what goes on with this situation. Let's see. I didn't even think about the Nazi part. I assumed she was a vampire as well, but being a Nazi makes. Oh no, we saw who was the vampires here. Did either one of you feel like with how close these vampires were? I was like, why ain't none of y'all smelt or felt or heard anything? I just felt like either Claudia or Louis were supposed to feel something like don't they sense other vampires?
I was surprised that Claudia didn't. I don't be so surprised about Louis because he lives in his own world a lot of the time. Um, but Claudia is usually on the lookout for it. So, and like she said, they were 5 kilometers away,
Mhm.
having their whole, situations that they have at the theater. But I mean, I guess the vampires, if they didn't want to be found, they weren't, right? Because they
Right.
said they were cleaning up after them, right? The messes
Yeah.
that they made, they were quietly cleaning up. And Armand probably gave them rules. Don't approach them, just wait. We're going to see what they're on, right? We're going to watch a little while. So I think they stayed hidden, because they
I
Tell me
definitely think that they
something.
blocked their thoughts and things like that until they wanted to be found.
Because it was 14. I'm like, y'all ain't seen nobody in a block. Thank you, Dane, for the $2 super chat. What's going on with the new Claudia's New Orleans accent? How y'all feeling about Claudia's accent? Or the new Claudia's accent? Anybody having an issue?
Claudia said, I ain't in New Orleans no more. I don't need an accent no more. I don't need
Yeah. This new actress is English, right?
Yes.
Because I was watching like the after show and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not really a turn off to me yet. I'm still embracing the new Claudia. I'm not like, and the original Claudia's accent was extremely over the top. So it's missing, but it's missing, but this Claudia is reinventing Claudia. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I'm not too mad at it. We'll see though as the season
Yes.
progresses.
I do try to make it a point to put Miss Bailey Bass out of my mind, but certain moments in the show, I'll be like, "Ooh, Bailey would have ate that up." I try to keep that at bay though, because she is doing a great job at making this character her own. So Little Rock. She said, we don't need hungry. We don't need that right now. We just hungry. But yes, leaving this situation here, can't wait to see what develops with that. Are you not entertained? Let's not bring up my ex. Focus on Claudia. Now, Daniel, being Daniel, is continuing to be a little condescending with the story. My gripes with them are that they want him to be just drooling at the lips over everything that they have to say. And Daniel is just choosing to focus on the journalism, like, okay, yeah, next. And we see them for the first time try to get into his mind. They're reading his thoughts. It's like, oh, it's not so much about Claudia. This is more so about Alice and you proposing to her there. You have this negative connection to Paris, so you are mixing that in with this story. Okay, I've been waiting like Kay for certain episodes to go by, because we do find out, even beforehand, last season, Daniel was in that bar, gay bar for drugs, because, I'm going to go wherever I need to the cop. I'm feeling like Daniel was in there for more than that, because we are getting more into his, disconnect with his family and, the ex-wives, the failed marriages, and, him not really being connected to these kids. Does anybody feel like Daniel was closeted?
No, go ahead, Kay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to make sure they me.
I mean, amongst the world of people who do drugs, if he was in that, he strike me as somebody like, I do a little something strange for you, give me a little something to sniff, like,
Yeah.
he'd look like he might not have been above that to get what he needed.
Yeah, but I'm just feeling like it may have not just been for that, and he may just be a closeted man, and some more things. Of course, those things were about to occur, and whenever we get to the scene in the room, I feel like Armand had a hand in something. I'm feeling like they have this connection, like something is being suppressed by Armand, something that he did to Daniel. And I just cannot wait to see what it is, because something is really, really off, and it's beyond just this story and him trying to protect Louis or their relationship. Something happened with him and Daniel, or am I tripping?
If you get deep in the streets in here,
I know something. It's got to be. I can't wait. Kay, like I'm sitting on it. I ain't gonna.
I honestly didn't think any of that until towards the end, when they're both in Daniel's mind at the same time, and Armand goes back to Daniel's childhood in these magazines that he found, and then it was like Louis and whatever canceled each other out, and so I was like, what is really going on? But I didn't pick up I didn't pick up the tease immediately, but we'll see, honey.
It is. It's giving. I remember when I had you. Even just think about last episode when Daniel was reflecting. He's like, that young, scared boy with the tape recorder I met. Like, he's somewhere in there. Like, I'm trying to get to that. Like, what you do, Armand? Let me find out. Let me find out something happened.
Y'all gonna make me get the book again. I haven't read that book in 15 years.
Well, I've never read the book, so I will be just as surprised. I know Kay over there like, woo! Oh, let's see. Louis cruising for trade topping the
Lord
bar.
Jesus. Lord have mercy.
A boy masquerading as a gentleman. I will not harm you. Ashley, how did you feel about this first encounter and Armand approaching him? Because he was just so handsome.
Girl, like I said, it was definitely a meet cute if I ever seen one. Armand floating towards Louis and saying Louis was just, the most alarmingly handsome, right? Was the words he said. And basically letting him know, baby, I will never hurt you. I'll never hurt you. You are most welcome. And don't forget to bring the petite beauty. You know what I mean? We can't even lie. Armand came through with the full court press. You know what I mean? He wanted Louis. He was after Louis. He was going to get Louis. He came with that ancient game. Louis didn't stand a chance.
Just in the park. Soon as they was like Louis was in the park, like Louis is definitely home. If this ain't New Orleans, I don't know what it is. You got your food back. You live your best life. You done found, something to occupy your time. And they got a park for boys. Oh, he living his best life. But just the fact that he was like, oh, not you trying to blend in. Not you. You could have never blended. Not with these commoners. I knew you were special from the moment I saw you. Like, I was living for it. I was. Kay, did this make you throw up? Because you know how you be feeling about them floating together.
Just look at Louis' face. He looked like you had me at hello.
Them draws were virtually dropped already in that moment. Like, Louis, come on.
Armand came in there with that slick hair and stuff.
That slick hair, that hat on. I was like, hey, Armand. I'm telling you, this episode, I was like, hey, Armand. Because Armand just ain't never like, and I even love the fact that Louis acknowledges, like, he kind of looked like this charming, like this boyish quality to him, but I could feel that he was ancient, just as he approached. Like, I was like, oh, I'm loving this. I'm loving this. I just can't wait for the shoe to drop and ruin all of this.
Because hell, I wouldn't have said no to Armand. Just look at him how he came and approached him.
No, it was giving pimp. I was here for it. I was here for all of it. The petite beauty. You had me a petite beauty.
Exactly. Would have had me too.
Oh man. But yes, Decadence Wear, it's giving seedy, scrawny, and dusty. I love this little theater. The lights missing on the heading and everything. Just going into this theater, and it's like kind of low key giving camp. They have their it really reminded me of Rocky Horror Picture Show, and that is my stuff. So I was here for all of that. But just the loyal fans, and in comparison to what we get in the film, it's just real like, oh, it's decadent, it's just beautiful, and it's like, oh no, we struggling to keep the lights on. It was giving rats and roaches. I was here for that. I was absolutely here for that. Kay, were you here for Claudia being, I put naively, Claudia couldn't be happier. Ciao. Claudia was happy to be here.
If we thought Claudia was thirsty before when she met the Revenant, she parched completely now, dehydrated for vampires. She don't care what they would have did in there. She don't care if they would have made a slaughterhouse. They could have sat and read poetry and she would have been like, bravo.
Yeah, first of all, I would have paid for this show. I love the show. I was with Louis. I was like, okay, now Louis, you can give them a little credit. He was like, oh, this is just. Louis was like, this is a little ghetto. It was giving cheap. He kept looking up at Armand like, this what you brought me here for? This what y'all selling? And like Louis was just so unimpressed. Their reactions were just completely different. But Ashley, how did you feel about this theater scene and just really getting into Claudia and all of her excitement?
You literally took the words out of my mouth. Immediately, I thought Rocky Horror Picture Show, all complete with the extreme fans who dress up on the front row, had their umbrellas for the blood, like they were ready for the show. Claudia, the way her eyes lit up, I'm giving it up to the new Claudia, honey, because she was. I was like, and meanwhile, Louis in disgust. And I think this was a great representation of their levels of humanity still, right? Because still, for whatever reason, not for whatever reason, but Louis was human longer than Claudia was. You know what I mean? So I'm wondering, because she wasn't mature when she was turned, if that's why she has such a disconnect. Because even Louis, hearing that woman plead for her life, he was even kind of like, oh my goodness, you know what I mean? And he's been a vampire longer than Claudia, but Claudia was like, I'm here for it. Drain the heifer. Bring me up too. I want to feed. Like, it was completely unhinged, but I was completely here for it. It was like that moment where Claudia is like, I found my people. These are my people.
I thought it was more so because of their backgrounds, because Claudia had spent most of her life being unwanted. You know, the mother abandoned her, and then we had the aunt who were, you know, from what Claudia says, I think was, you know, mean to her or abusive towards her. So it's like, this is all I've ever known. And then of course we link up with the likes of Lestat and Louis, and then we have Bruce, and it's just like, this is all she knows. So it wasn't a whole lot of humanity, in my opinion, to begin with. That's why when she turned, she was so instant to just I'm hungry. We were biting everything that was moving, and we didn't have, you know, two gripes about it. And Louis, of course, he comes from a whole different background. Like, I had family, I had people I cared about and loved, and a whole life before this situation. And that's, you know, one thing that everybody loves and wants about Louis. He's still trying so hard to hold on to that humanity. Like, girl, we suck on necks, but not like this. This is appalling. But getting into who we came here to see, 14 new vamps, and all I see is Santiago, complacent, repugnant, appalling, and I love you for it. It's giving superior. Like, it's giving, I have a disdain and disgust for all of you humans. Like, I love Santiago right away. It was so captivating. It felt like he was talking to and looking to us. Soon as Santiago got up there, I was entranced. And as far as I was concerned, I was sitting in the seats and I couldn't wait to see what was happening next. He was absolutely fabulous. And I feel like he is one of those ruthless, like, if I wasn't up here on this stage to preserve our little, it's kind of giving Lestat, but, you know, older. It's just giving, you know, I have no qualms with any of this. You guys are, you know, merely food, you know, good old queen of the damn. But Kay, how did you feel about Santiago? Were you as excited as I was? And did you enjoy the show? Would you pay for this show?
Hell no, I ain't paying for that show. I'm sitting there looking like Louis. Like, this is ghetto.
I loved it. Well, I'm one of those theater people who will pay for, you know, the little, you know, cheeky seats where you this close together and it's hot in there, and this is I love those.
And now when you got Dracula running the show, he scared me for real.
Did he? Well, when he pointed to the bald man in the front row and said, you know, turn to your neighbor like it's not your. I was like, oh my god, this is so good. I love this. I love it.
He scares me. If I come, I have to go sit in the back.
I'm sitting on the front.
With garlic wrapped around my neck.
With the command, just hit me with the blood. I'm here for my face painted and everything. I loved it.
You know, I'm just here. Don't see me. Don't smell me. Don't do nothing.
Does anybody feel like Santiago is going to be a problem?
Absolutely.
He already a problem
for us. Yes.
He already a problem.
I have to.
Listen, when you see them finger waves, you know it's a problem. Do you hear me? You saw that? You see these finger waves, these perfectly coiffed finger waves? Santiago didn't come to play with the people. He's serious. He's not a game. And I, like you, Tyra, I was captivated by his every word. I hated him. I loved him. I was scared. All things at once. Do you hear me? Everything all at once. He gave I said, listen, if this season of Interview with a Vampire doesn't win awards, like critical acclaim, like there's a problem. There's a problem, because his performance alone, I was like, all right.
It was incredible. Like, and you know, I love the finger waves too, just the whole illusion of it all. And, you know, the rope that doesn't actually need to be there, them really putting on a show. Like, it was just so much buildup. I loved it, and I love how serious he's taking this. Like, as far as he's concerned, like, I'm the lead, I am the actor, okay? Regardless if this is, you know, us masquerading for us to nibble and have some food, this is a production, and I'm going to give you everything. I love how unsure the audience was. Like, we don't know whether to clap or laugh or him just yelling. When I tell you I would pay for this in a heartbeat. Come on.
I'm still not going to the show live. I'll watch it on TV.
He have to yell at me one time, and that's all I need.
Gotta be punks. Come on.
No, I ain't going to the show. He's not going to lull me. You want to know what it feels like to be loved by death? No, I don't. No,
Nope.
thank you.
If I
No,
had
no.
to be entranced and sucked in by anybody, Claudia Scholing sucking me in want to be a vampire. Louis a little too soft. Armand, I'm just not here for. Lestat, if I had to sign up, if Santiago said, "Come on over here, girl, and get some of this vamp," I would be there in a heartbeat. Like, you gotta tell me what twice. I'm coming. But that's just me.
I wouldn't even trust he would make me a vampire. I would believe that he was lying to me.
I did. I just look. Bravo, 2 snaps in a circle. Louis is alarmed.
And Claudia's eyes, that sent me like just her bewilderment and amazement. I was like, Claudia, girl, relax. It's gonna be
I
okay.
love this, and I love. And you said you watched the that ending behind the episode. I love that this was the director's assistant over here getting all her acting feels. Like, I can act, I can do it, and really getting in there and being that victim. This show was incredible. They need to like. Has Interview with a Vampire been to Broadway? I don't recall. They need to bring it there, because I tell you, I would pay for this. It ain't even got to be there. They could just bring this situation here, and I would go sign up to look at it. But I just love how disgusted Louis was. Like, this is not okay. And Claudia is just having a whole complete opposite reaction. I was here for it, but from this moment on, I was like, she's taken in. I am having a problem with just how trusting Claudia is, knowing that, okay, you met the Hansel and Gretel witch. She, gave you false hope and threw herself in the fire. She was off her rocker. It was giving the worst interpretation of what a vampire can end up as. And then, you met Bruce. So you would think that she would be a little guarded. It's just like, nope. She's just here for everything.
She's like, I found my people. They're doing what they want. They're living out loud. They're not afraid. They're not living in the shadows. Listen, she's not even thinking clearly, as we see in this scene. I was like,
oh, Lord, Louis, I want more. I'm going back. Co-founder, Lestat de Lioncourt. Bruce, Claudia. Bruce? Really? Ashley, how did you feel? Well, first, how did you feel about the introduction of all the vampires? Because I was getting my life with the father-son combo and the son being older.
Yeah, girl. I loved how they were so open and welcoming. You know what I mean? What pissed me off was the lies. And not only the lies, the bad lies.
Girl.
Okay, I need, like, come on, guys. You don't have to be a vampire who can read minds to know y'all was lying. Okay. And I'm just like, well, you starting off bad. You starting off real bad. And then when Santiago started side-eyeing, I said, yeah, y'all in trouble. We ain't gonna find out right now.
We're definitely in trouble. The moment that I would have saw that photo of Lestat, when I say I would have been gone. I gotta go. All right, thank you. I gotta go. Like, it's too much of a risk. Not only could somebody could maybe read you. Like, all you have to do is think maybe the wrong thought, and somebody's on to you. You're draining yourself, trying to suppress your thoughts, and then let's have Lestat just maybe roll up in real time and say, they tried to off me, right? Let's just have freaking Bruce. And he's still out there in the world. What if he just rolls up? Then what?
Dummy.
This was okay. How did you feel about this lie?
Louis didn't even look halfway like he was telling the truth. He just looked guilty. It wasn't nothing about his whole demeanor that didn't say we know way more than we're saying. And y'all around a bunch of ancient ass vampires. They could probably smell the pheromones of lies coming through your skin.
Especially Santiago.
That's Dracula. He knew when y'all came in there that y'all knew Lestat.
Not even that. You're gonna lie about someone who was the co-founder. First of all, they probably have a connection with Lestat, because it wasn't like, Lestat. It's like, always in our hearts, forever Lestat, like somebody they have respect for, someone that they know, somebody who, if you try to roll up on this person, because I do believe it's supposed to be that another vampire is not supposed to kill another vampire. Like, not only did you kill another vampire, but it's somebody that we have. This is family.
As much as they hate Lestat, right? It's like, did y'all not listen to no warnings that man gave you about these? He said, y'all think I'm bad. He said, y'all haven't seen nothing yet. That's all I need to know. Mm-hmm. Because when Lestat took Louis to outer space and dropped him, like, if you think that was, when he says they're worse than me, I believe him.
Lestat said, at least I said
Oh,
sorry.
yeah.
They ain't gonna
Me
tell
and
you sorry.
Santiago, I already know that. I already know that. Like, what made me mad with Claudia was, like, even if she would have spotted the picture first, like, oh, Louis, like, let's say we gotta go. Oh, we loved it, but it's an emergency. We gotta get back to our, like, something. It's just like, no, you made the decision for me already here to lie about the situation because you want so badly to get back here and be a part of whatever they have going on, even though you don't even know them. Like, when they got back, she was like, I'm going back. Look, don't mess this up for me. Like, oh, what?
This is my family, Louis.
Oh, girl, you just met these people, like, getting, like, and you don't even know, like, a lot of these people possess powers. Like, I'm sure at this very moment, Armand already knew they were lying. Like, already knew. Who feels like Armand already knows everything?
We know he knows.
Of
Yeah.
course he
By
knows.
the end of the
He's
episode,
oldest.
he's like, listen.
He was stalking Louis just like Lestat
Yes,
was stalking
stalking.
him. He was watching him in the shadows. He already knows.
That's when I tell you it sent me when we're gonna get to when they had the conversation and it was being all romantic in front of that little murder mansion. And he's like, don't go back to the bank or whatever. Like, Louis was so enamored of, like, oh, he's so handsome. I just been thinking about you. You're not even identifying the fact, like, why he following me all the time? Why does he know where I've been and maybe even why I went there? Like, he just all in love. Like, nobody is guarded. Y'all gonna get hurt. They are gonna get hurt and I'm gonna be sad about it. But I'm just hoping that Bruce doesn't just appear and be in Paris because, oh Lord, I just can't. I just can't. But leaving this situation here in this horrible lie, not the young and the restless. Boo, it's a telenovela. Tomato, 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 tomato. I love you, Daniel. I love Daniel so much. When Daniel hit that guiding light, my story's music, like, oh, I should have saw that coming. This instantly pissed, like, the both, like, it's like inch by inch with Daniel pissing them off because he's being condescending and not really grasping the seriousness of their story. Is it great? Of course, this is a fabulous story to have, but you can't, like, smite him because he's just not hanging on to y'all every word, beforehand, because they did get him there. But Kay, how did you feel when he said boo, tomato, tomato, and hit that guiding light?
Daniel being messy because he was trying to say, he's like, y'all romanticizing it, but think about it. He's like, he instigating, like, y'all shared the same boo. So how you feel about that? How you feel about that? Both of y'all had Lestat. That was the love he said. Lestat said he loved him. How you feel about that, Armand? Louis, how you feel about Armand? He was with Lestat too. He really was being messy in that moment, and it was not. And Armand was looking like, I'm too old to be messy.
Oh, is he though? Because that 47 years, 77, and all that's it's giving. I still got a little bit of messiness and immaturity to me, but
Dude, he just don't want nobody to know it.
Ashley, were you here for the boo, tomato, tomato in the telenovela? Do you feel like Daniel was going too far and pushing it?
Yeah, at this point, Daniel's just doing his best to be obnoxious because I don't think for whatever reason, I don't think it's purely about the journalism. I think he is just over love and he hates the idea that I think that Armand and Louis are in this much in love. He doesn't buy it. He's like the epic cynic, right? He just, nothing is great, right? No, nothing's great, guys. This is real life. Let's not glamorize it. But I think by this point in the episode, he's obnoxious. Yeah, Daniel's taking it a little bit too far. He ain't have to go on YouTube and pull up the song. He went out of his way and clicked off. Oh, he ain't have to do that. He's being obnoxious at this point.
52 people here in this live. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button on all platforms. We would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Let me read some of these comments, ladies. Let's see. I'm annoyed by them too. Let's see. I don't know. Fine Louise and Armand. Annoying. I think they're cute. Because I know it's something seeding underneath all that love. Let's see. Daniel is the audience. I love him. Let's see. I want Bruce, but kicked. Sorry, those vampires probably know Bruce. I'm telling you, because Bruce was a nasty individual, and it's only so many vampires out there. It was just such a silly decision to say his name. The Young and the Restless. That's my mom's favorite show. Clearly, it's Daniel's too, because he hit that cue. He knew exactly what to cut on. Let's see. I thought Lestat killed Bruce. Bruce? No, he did not. He taunted Claudia with the information of what happened, but he did not kill Bruce. He could have, though. He could have, because he knew, but he chose not to. Because, you know, what did he say about her? You're whatever he called her. Let's see. He could read Louise's mind. That's why. And he couldn't with Claudia because she blocks her thoughts. Yeah, but I feel like it's beyond him just feeling like, you know, you can tell me whenever you get ready. I think he knows exactly what happened already, because Louis ain't about nothing when it comes to suppressing his thoughts. But leaving this telenovela in Boo Tomato Tomato, we get here. Following the money, is Lestat still alive? If you're reading this, we're worlds apart. Don't do it, Ashley. I was touched. Okay? I was like, not Lestat. Not Lestat affecting me, you know, and it was just really deep. You know, he took the letter out of his hands. I was here for it. Like, of course, we know that he is playing all on Louis' attention, and not even just Lestat. This is Louis' conscience eating away at him. Like, he is feeling really, really guilty. But I did think it was smart for him to even think back to the money being wired and just to go check. At which, you know, the teller says, we ain't smelt Lestat since 1940. He has not been here. But just the fact that he left this for him, like, he left it for him, and, you know, just like, you know, whoever did this, don't bother to go. It was given, go on and live your life, because that's what I want for you. Until then, there will be a thin veil between us. I was emotional. I was soft. Clearly, Ashley wasn't. Ashley, how did you feel about the letter from Lestat?
Girl, I said he's manipulating from the beyond. That's what I said. I said, Lestat is the great manipulator. Do you hear me? The banker, aka teller, whoever he was, I said, who is this man? Because he know all the business. He said, listen, he either gone or sleep. Wink, wink. And I know exactly who you are, Louis. Here's the box. I need the room in about 20 minutes. Do your big one. So he pulls out the letter, and Lestat comes talking about, baby, I know whatever happened, you know, it happened. Don't worry about seeking revenge on the person that did this to me. Let them brew and fester on what's to come, baby. I know you wouldn't have did it if you didn't have to. Shut up, Lestat. You're a liar. You're coming back because he's coming back to get it in blood. We know Lestat ain't dead.
Am I the only one, as toxic as he is, am I the only one who misses Lestat? I miss Lestat. I do.
I'm just the comic relief. I don't hate Lestat. He's just awful, though. He's an abuser. He's terrible. He's a monster.
He's terrible.
Master manipulator, but he's hilarious.
I'm going in on my boy. That letter was touching. I wonder if he wrote it after he dropped Louis from the sky.
Listen, from outer space, from the second dimension.
Touching. Oh, Lestat being toxic from beyond that shallow grave.
That part.
Okay, you didn't feel nothing for the letter.
I feel like Lestat wrote this letter while he was laying next to Antoinette, and they was both giggling, having a good old chuckle. Like, what else should I put in here? That sound like a song lyric. Do that sound like something that you would look? That sound like something Louis would like, right? He gonna fall for this, right? This that shit, right? Let me write. Look at this. He gonna love this.
He gonna love this.
He gonna love this shit.
You know what? It's okay. It's okay. I'll be the standalone Lestat falling for this manipulation in this letter. And really, I love any moment that we can get an appearance from Lestat. It's just such a breath of fresh air. The way that he could recite this letter and be loving and condescending and kind of spiteful all at the same time, that's some acting for that ass. Like, somebody better get an award. Somebody better get an award between him and Jacob Anderson, like Sam Reed. Somebody better get something. I thought this scene was amazing. And Lestat, I felt you through your letter.
Look at him.
Oh Lord, let's see. Old stank Antoinette couldn't stand her. Right, I was glad when she got hit. I was so glad to see her go. Let's see. I love that you don't let your foot off his neck, though. I love Lestat. Like
never.
I miss you, Lestat, and I was here for all the guilt. Like you did this to me. You reading this letter, you know, don't go after your attackers, the people that was supposed to be your family, even though you deserve every bit of that attack. We ain't gonna linger on that. I was here for the letter, and I love you, Lestat. I will be glad and grateful when you return. You stole your father's Playboys and sold them at school. Core memory. What did Armand do to Daniel in the hotel room? we finally got him and has him utter what happened next. We only had to get at his Parkinson's to do it, go into his mind, get into that tumultuous proposal that he had with Alice, and they really went in on him because this was the last of the last. We already did The Young and the Restless. Boo, tomato, tomato. He's, just not giving them the flair that they want for the story or just getting into the seriousness of it. And Armand got real upset that, he shared this letter situation with you. Like, this really hurt him and you are being really playful about it. Let's get into them senses and really get into your mind. Ashley, how did you feel about this? Did you feel like this was warranted or did you feel like they were wrong for doing this?
Well, listen, as cute and as sweet and as nice as Louis pretends to be, right? We know he has a darker nature. And I thought this was interesting, right? Because this was the moment where they both are simultaneously in different parts of Daniel's memory. And it almost seems like what Armand did was a service to let up because Louis was going in. You proposed. Alice was like, nah, because she didn't trust you, but it wasn't because she didn't want to. I was like, now, Louis, you got to cut the man to the core. Like, Louis gets so dark so fast.
Did you see though, like the like, no, you didn't on Louis' face when he interjected and was like, it was you didn't give her a reason to, and once again, the whole not trusting. I do feel like he was closeted and Daniel had some other issues going on, and that's why she didn't accept that proposal. And we get, to the whole pregnancy, all of that stuff. But something happened.
And he's hiding it, whatever it was.
I felt like it was a core memory from the flashback was him talking to him in that hotel room. It's very brief. They're doing real good with these camera angles and showing us, giving us a little bit, but not too much. But Kay, would you put it past, and I know Kay didn't read this book, I'm probably telling her something she already know. Would you put it past Armand and Daniel to have had a fling and maybe he was, feeling a little sincerity for Daniel in that moment and wanting to interject because Louis was going a bit too hard?
I really, I think Daniel needs to recover those memories, and I'm pretty sure they're blocked out because of Armand, of course, because Armand is he's just playing in everybody's head because Louis be calm until you say something about his man Lestat, and then he just lost it. He lost it. He was just like, I'm trying to be my man was trying to be romantic and you laughing in our face. And so now I got to talk about you and your wife. Okay. Let's talk about you and your sad love life. My love life sad. How about your sad love life? How about that?
I don't know. I just keep going to that little clip in the trailer for this season. I don't know who Daniel's talking to. I can't wait till we meet him, but it's current day and he's like, you're scared of, the dark-haired, long-haired one. You should be scared of Louis. He's the problem. I'm like, ooh, what happened? I can't wait to see.
Yes, and Armand just shows how powerful he was, but like subtle, because this is the most shook we've seen Daniel ever. We have never seen him this shook before because Louis was pulling out memories from him and like telling it to him like right there, like, I know what happened because I knew when you was in Paris. And Armand is like, I ain't even saying nothing. I'm gonna just go ahead and project myself into your mind and we're gonna talk about something else. Daniel didn't know what to do at this point.
Yes, awakening soul vibes. Daniel was mean. Yes, the real Rashid. I think that was another little notch in it too. That once Rashid bought out those photographs, he was like, "Oh yeah, like look at that." Like he's just so unimpressed by all of it. So it's like we can only take so much that we have to literally break him down. And he's like, we can either talk about what's going on in our story, or we can get more into Alice. Which would you prefer? Okay, what happened next? Tell me what happened next.
He shut right up. I said,
he ain't know what to do when Armand popped inside of his projected. He's like, it's weird because he's looking at Armand, and then Armand is also in here at the same time. Daniel didn't have a reply for that because he ain't never met nobody like that he can remember. He ain't know what to do.
Let me see. Daniel was more shocked here. Yeah, he was more than the surprise. It's just whatever unfolds as far as what transpired in that room, I think is going to be. And then it's just like, it feels crazy that would be so significant because it's just like what they had. They shared a night in a room and he, in so many words, saved Daniel from being ripped to shreds or sucked by Louis. Like, it has to be something more than that and be really significant for Armand to block it as hard as he is, like, let me find out. I just can't wait. I can't. But yeah, we finally got him to say what happened next. They said they wanted that in, the last episode, and it happened. Oh, we get to the pretty much the ending of the episode. Control your thoughts, Lestat. The coven won't be as kind as I am. Louis is ready and lost in the sauce. I like how you withhold. I think of you often. Ashley, are you withholding for anybody? And were you here for all the romantics?
Girl, this was, I mean, we have, I don't even, Animal House in the back, whatever's going on. And then out front, we have like Bacall and Bogey. You know what I'm saying? Like they're having this whole, I don't drink either. I don't need to feed either. And Amanda's like, Louis, I love how you withhold, uttering warnings and longingly looking into each other's eyes as people are being thrown from banisters and balconies. And Claudia, I never want to leave. This is the best night of my life.
Oh, Claudia was putting a whole lot on it. She's putting a whole lot on it.
I think it gave everything that the director intended with these shots, because there was this calm, love story going on in the front while mayhem and utter chaos was happening in the background. I appreciate the warning from Armand, but again, it just let me know, great, Armand is somebody we really need to be looking at and careful of, because he knows so much more than he let on to Louis. He probably already know about Louis and Lestat talking about, I'll wait, whenever you're ready, you can tell me, but hey, don't lie to them. They're unforgiving. Okay. And they're not going back down. Listen, and never go back to Rogues again. Never.
Well, I know what we're anticipating. Like, first of all, I love, Santiago being absolutely ruthless, them giving the Lost Boys on their little motorcycles, even leading up to this. Claudia was putting a whole lot on it, like, girl, say you having a good time without saying you having a good time. I was like, Claudia, shut up. I said that watch. I was like, girl, shut up. I love it. Like, she's just living her best life. Santiago reading the blood and the whole thing, just showing the vast of all the powers that they have. I was here for the love story, but I'm not going to act like I didn't want to see the massacre going on inside. Kay, were you here for all the romance, and are you withholding for anybody?
Girl.
Let me tell you, Armand's so full of shit. And do everybody just know Louis is naive too? Claudia naive, but do y'all just know that Louis is just clueless too? Because
I wish he would be a little bit more guarded. Like I at least in that moment, I at least maybe thought he would ask like, or just say like, oh, you've been following me? Like, even though we know he had been following them, waiting, like, okay, you guys are lingering, you haven't approached the coven yet. He is, following you and knows where you went and why you went there. You probably don't want to go there again. Those are hints you have, a bigger connection to Lestat than you are letting the group know. But he knows these things for a reason. Like, even when they were having the conversation and Daniel was bringing up just, the sex and how do you feel about the boyfriend and da-da-da-da, you both share the same man. And Armand is saying like, oh, that's just, the vampire way. I had sex with this person, that person, that person. 77 years later, Louis like, for really? I didn't know you had. Like, Armand is just
everybody in that theater.
Armand is sitting on information, but so we are all in agreement that he absolutely knows everything about he and Lestat, and maybe, that he and Claudia did try to kill Lestat.
It was a ton more than he's let on, in my opinion.
Now maybe Louis hasn't unveiled that yet via his thoughts. Maybe he's just been intensely thinking about Lestat and he haven't went, whole through the murder, death, kill, and he's been trying to block that out. Do you think it'll make a difference if that's like, yeah, I did try to kill Lestat, or we keep saying try because we feel like he's coming back, but do you feel like Armand will like what? Like, will he have a problem with that?
Okay.
I'm gonna save my theories to the very end. I got a list. I'm gonna hold it just for a couple minutes. I'm gonna hold it.
Why y'all hold it a couple minutes? You can't give us nothing. You was just sprinkle some sauce on it. Give me some hot sauce, some Louisiana, just a little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
If you think about, Armand is old, okay?
Yes.
Armand plays by old coven rules. And the old coven rules say you ain't supposed to turn a child and you never kill another vampire.
Listen, that means there was a true, it was real.
Yes. And you never let mortals know anything about the vampire life. Just remember this. Armand plays by old coven rules. Those are part of the rules.
Does anybody think it'll get to the point where it's like, oh, we about to pop off, everybody knows everything, and that Lestat is just going to appear? Do you think Lestat is going to come to Paris?
We know he's coming. He's on the way.
Hurry up.
Listen, he's on the way. And I mean, the one thing I believe that Armand is being genuine about are his affections for Louis. And I think, but I don't think he wants Louis in the capacity of like oh, I want you to be my man, my man, my man. I think he wants to possess Louis. Like, I think he looks at Louis as like a possession. So I think when it comes down to it, he'll do anything to keep Louis safe, right? So he knows a lot. I think Louis is going to be like a pawn in the game, but he's going to do whatever to save Louis. That's how I feel.
Like, take out this whole coven to protect my man, my man, my man.
I don't know, but he might sacrifice something else.
I just can't wait to see, like, or it'll be like, you can have Claudia, but I'm keeping Louis. Something's gonna happen. I don't know, but I will definitely look forward to see what it is. Kay over there sitting on prize information. I'm gonna let it go. But leaving, all of this love here and getting into what happened next, what are you guys expecting or wanting to see in episode 3?
Okay, you want to go? Or y'all go? I'll go.
Go ahead. I'm thinking.
For episode 3, I want to see more of Claudia. I want to see her get super active in the company. You know what I mean? I want to really see her kind of spread her wings. I'm interested to see if she'll really develop any true, genuine connections before she's exposed, because we know that's coming. I also want to see more of Santiago, honey. I need more of his shade. I need more of that energy. I just need to see him way more. And I need some drama, some tension within the coven. You know what I mean? I want to see more of those characters. I hope we get to delve into them more and get to know, because really the only one, like you said, we cared about was Santiago this episode, a new vampire. So I'm curious about who they are, right? Especially Santiago's girlfriend. I'm like, who you, girl? So yeah, I hope we get more of that in episode 3.
Okay.
I'm ready for them to get to this story about what happened in that hotel.
That happened in episode 3, Kay.
Let's talk about it. They need to give us a hint though. Like maybe end off where they showing walking back to the hotel. Give me a little something. Just a little something more.
I would like a flashback of what happened between Armand and Lestat. I want that. I want us to go back into, you met me when, and we get to see older Lestat, and just to see if he's just as much of an asshole as, current day Lestat, or if he had been through some things with Armand and he turned out this way. Of course, I do want to see more Santiago, because I know he's going to be pulling back all kind of layers, because he knows something is off between the two. I feel like he's going to be trying to entangle Claudia real into like, yes, get into it. And because I think we have a scene of Claudia drinking his blood. Like, he's really going to be trying to get in there to get closer to Claudia, to maybe even suck her in and maybe get more into those thoughts or get closer to them, because I know he knows that something is off and he's just waiting to pounce. So I will be here for that. And I'm here, for Daniel. I'm hoping Daniel put some hair back on his chest next episode. Like, what y'all not going to do is get inside my mind. Okay. I want him to have his stuff together and for them to not be playing on his time or his Parkinson's, because that ain't cute. Get up out of here with that. I do want to see that, but I would love to see some flashback of Armand and Lestat in the next episode. That would be really, really great. But you guys, that is it for episode 2. Almost 60 people here in this live. Thank you guys so much. Remember to keep on showing love and hitting that like button. I see that we are like, I was going to say with every episode, we're only on episode 2, but we are getting more and more people here in these lives, and we would love, for that action to keep on going. But ladies, y'all already know what time it is. Ashley, I am of course going to let you go first because you got the most on your repertoire. Go ahead and tell the people what you are doing and where they can find you.
Well, come on over, y'all, to My Sweet Perspective on the YouTube, on the TikTok, on the Instagram. I'm the same everywhere. But yeah, check out my Under the Bridge review. That's my Bridgerton season 3, part 1 review is up, as well as my little review of Interview with a Vampire season 2, episode 2. Honey, tomorrow we go live to talk about Ghost, Power Book 2, what season 4 might have in store for us. And then Under the Bridge will be back on Thursday with my regular uploads. But yeah, come see about me, y'all. And thank you, Tyra, as always, for hosting. And I just can't wait to get more Interview with a Vampire.
Yeah, I do what I can. I'm over here looking at this comment because I was great minds be thinking. I was thinking about this too because she's sucking on his blood. Don't let him have none of your blood. He was reading all into that man's blood. He gonna know everything. Claudia, don't do it. I was thinking about this too. But bringing it on back down here, Kay, I'm gonna let you have the screen to tell the people what you have coming up next and where they can find you.
Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, the fifth wall, horror reviews, comic books, superhero reviews. We got it for you. I've just put up a review for Sting. There's a review up for a movie Imaginary. We're talking about X-Men. We're talking about Abigail, Late Night with the Devil, Interview with the Vampire, horror people, comic book people. You need to be here. I represent the blurds, the nerds, the geeks. I'm here for the underdog. So come on over. It's Halloween every day.
Kay says Halloween every day. Every day we're celebrating Halloween. And I'm here for that because I can't wait to see Kay act up when October rolled around. Yes, I want to read this last comment because the sentiments are also shared. Let's see, not this. I don't think Claudia. It was one here. Let me see. Here we goes. I love to see Black creators talking about this show. We do too. We do too, and we're absolutely here for it. If you know somebody who want to see some Black creators talk about the show as well, please recommend us. We are here every Tuesday until the show goes out. Come on, come celebrate and have a good time with with season 2 with us 6 o'clock every single Tuesday. Anything else, ladies, before we hightail on up out of here?
I just want y'all to think about the vampire rules.
Oh, y'all, hold on. I ain't show y'all no super chat love. I'm so sorry. Why y'all tell me? I'm like, I forgot to do something. I apologize. Y'all know we love some good old super chat around here. Let me give y'all a minute of my time because we don't play that around here. Thank y'all for the support, and we will be right back to properly say goodbye. We ain't doing this up in here.
I was on the plane with the wine. They call me Whitley. I told the hell name. Listening the baddest in the school, the baddest in the game. Excuse me, honey, but nobody's in my lane. When you was in New York, you was Yankee. I was with base, I was pitching a Frankie. These so cranky, get him a hanky. But mommy, I'm cold. Give me my blankie. Flyer than a kite, I get higher than my pencil. Keep the snow white, I can wait for the bundle. Left your cookies up till they crumble. Don't be acting like the Cardinals gon' fumble. Cause I'm a stealer, fresh out the dealer. Rolling toe boys don't feel her. Flow so sick, I need a healer. It's my concealer. I be out in Queens and I for a week, for wheelers. I'm a big deal. That's why I get more than a big deal. With the man, I'm getting the money. I think I have a rap. My unchained. Everything this bitch shine my shoes. You know I keep a back. Let me stain your boobs. I'm the only thing hopping like a kangaroo. I mean the only thing popping like a can of brew. Listen, you should buy a 16 cause I like the child. The 808 woof woof.
Cause I ride it good and just can't find a man cause I ride it good. I'm not gonna ride it. And if you see your itty bitty piggy in the market, get that your quarter in the car, tell her park it. Okay, we gotta go. We gotta go. we gotta go. But y'all know I had to show y'all some love, right? TG, I love us a good old music break too. That's the way I show my love for y'all in them super chats, because every little bit helps, and of support of the channel. Now, you ladies ready to get on up out of here and say bye to the people? Anything else, y'all?
No,
that's it.
I'm gonna remember the rules, like Kay
Remember
said.
the
Though.
rules.
Remember the rules.
Remember the rules. Okay. Good night, y'all.
Good night.
See y'all next Tuesday.